Hello and welcome back to GT Retro World. Well, today we have a bit of a relic in here. It's the YAESU FT747, or also better known as a Plastic Fantastic, and that was down to these lids. As you can see there guys, this is one big lump of plastic. I think it was released around about 1987, 88ish. This model in particular, looking at the serial, if I remember my serial is right from YAESU, it looks like a 91 and a March 91, so it's probably a late-ish one. Condition wise it's not so bad. The encoder knob's a bit worse for wear, and to be honest the encoders have got a bit of a rattle on it, but it does function. I remember seeing one of these in the flesh, and it was a lad, I think he may be on my channel, I'm not too sure, a local lad, he'd bought one, and yeah, I think he liked it at the time, but it was never one for me. But that was the first time I had seen one. I think it was maybe mid-90s, thereabouts. But anyway, we'll tear this apart and have a little look inside and around it really, see what we've got here guys. Right, I expect most of you have had one of these in the past, or if you're looking at this anyway, and if you haven't, I will go through a few of the controls. If you've had one, let us know in the comments of your experiences, because yeah, it's an old set now. You might even be using one now, I don't know. But anyway, let's fire it up. It's doing the same again there, look. I was on it yesterday using it for about an hour or two, something like that, but I had to give the display a quick tap to fire the bulb up. Then it worked all night, but there we go, it's done it again, look. That's fair enough. So yeah, anyway, that's the power button as you can see. Microphone socket, headphone socket. You've got your clarifier. You've got your D-lock, which basically locks the tuning knob or the encoder, whatever you want to call it, which as you can see, locked. We have your band button, which as you can see, you click the band there, that'll start flashing, and it's a bit arcade to be honest, but as you can see, you get the idea anyway. Press it again, it just locks it to that band. We have fast button, which is basically switches between your steps. SSB fast on is 2.5 kilohertz, fast off is 25 hertz. AM on is 10 kilohertz, fast off is 1 kilohertz. Fast on FM is 12.5 kilohertz and off is 5 kilohertz. Obviously AF controls your volume. There we go. And you got your squelch. You got your mic and your drive, which is your power and your mic gain. You got your pry and M button, which activates pry and monitoring. Your narrow button basically, that selects your IF filters when operating CWIM modes. Attenuation, I think on these it's a 20 dB attenuation on that, because there's no RF gain, so that could be quite handy I suppose. Like I say, no RF gain's a bit of an oddity that really, isn't it? It's quite basic, but 20 dB, it's enough, isn't it? Noise blanker, again, that works on SSB, CW and AM, it won't work on FM obviously. MOX button, split frequency, the operation I suppose, for the two VFOs. And press it again to cancel it, and that's about it really on the front. You see, it's quite a basic set, but everything seems to be functioning quite well. I did notice one big issue about this, like whoever's had this in the past glued the front panel on, because the notches that sit on the top of here have broke, so this thing obviously, watch, it's that's not good, is it? But yeah, I'll sort that out. I would like to try and find a new fascia, but I'm not going to find that. I mean, like I say, the fascia is actually not in bad order. So that's about it on the front, to be honest. There's not really much to look at, is there? Looking around the rear, we have carrier adjustments there, potentiometers for CW, USB and LSB. Those are preset from factory. They're probably going to want the offset sorting out on the carrier on them. I'm not too sure, to be honest. It seems to be working okay. I don't know how well these worked anyway back in the day. It's just not like the FD-DX10, do you know what I mean? It's yeah, it just feels old-fashioned, but it seems to receive particularly well, so I won't touch that. There's a supplement for adjusting those, but I'll leave those for now. There's a 13.5 volt output here, which is a bit of a weird one. I don't know why the hell I put that on the back, especially when it's only 200 milliamps, but there's one there anyway. An extension speaker, as you can see. Key for your CW. AF out. Maybe you want to record, I don't know. External LC. PTT out. And an 8-pin band data output, which is probably, I think, used for the likes of antenna tuners. The all-important cat out for computer. Data lines. Antenna. Ground. And that's your power input. The socket on these is a bit archaic. See these guys look a bit. Yeah, I know the 840 changed to the plastic type, which I think is still used today. It's all the similar type of thing, isn't it? To be honest, I'm a bit rusty with these old things, really. Starting to get a bit of me, no, I wouldn't say knowledge back, but I'm starting to remember vague things about some of this stuff. But like I say, I've never had one of these. I picked this up really cheap off a lad, and I bought it off him, like I say, around about 6 years ago. In October it'll be. That's what my notes say anyway. And yeah, I thought, what the hell, I'll take it. And it's just come out the loft now to try. Right, I nearly forgot to mention the microphone that comes with these. It's the MH1B8, and it's got the up and down scanning features on there. Quite basic, but did its job, I suppose, back in the day, no doubt. Okay guys, the moment you've been waiting for. I know you all thrive on having a look what's inside of things, so let's have a little look. On the side of these 747s, basically you slide these pieces of metal off and the covers just pop off. So you just pop that end on that. There we go. So they just slide off, can you see there guys? Just, and there's one off. And the other just slides off. And the lid just pops off here. As you can see here normally, what I was saying to you, the lids are fine, but if you can see these little lugs, they're fitting to the top of here. This is what I was saying, what's broken. This is what was glued on by obviously the previous owner. But if we just drop that down gently, we're fine with that anyway. PA unit, obviously. That's your FM unit, as you can see there. I know these boards used to be a bit temperamental. Even from new, some of these would dislodge a little bit and you'd get no functionality on the radio. But yeah, it's not in bad condition. It's just a shame about this this front panel here. It's just, maybe I can do something with that and build that up a little bit for that to just fit in snug. Yeah, probably can. I can do something with that. I can't see why not. But other than that, it doesn't look butchered inside, to be honest guys, which is good news. I'll tell you what, it's got a bit more light on here. See if that's any better for you. Yeah, it looks a bit better, doesn't it? Yeah, this is where normally you'd have the optional TCXO. I think you just remove that crystal and a few of the components and slot that in like. Well, you don't slot it in, obviously you've got to solder it in. But it's not rocket science. I'm glad I bought it now in a way though, to be honest, because it's internally it's not so bad. It's not in bad condition at all. It's just this front panel need to sort it out, and that encoding knob. Maybe it's a new encoder. It's a bit gravelly, but I don't know whether that's just it's just catching on the back. I don't think it is. It might be just a little bit gravelly. It's a bit loose, but it's working fine. If it's working fine, it's probably not worth disturbing. But I think you can get third-party encoders for these now. I don't think expensive. It's not a big job to fit, so maybe it's one for the future. Maybe we'll see. But other than these tabs along the top of it, which need sorting out, it's not a bad little set. Yeah, it's not a bad little set at all. 1991. You know, it's knocking on a bit now, isn't it? So there you go. That's inside of it. Pretty tidy. Yeah, it is pretty tidy indeed, really, that like. Well, there we go guys, little Yeasu FT747. It is what it is, little HF set. Very basic. In its day, probably still was only basic, but yeah, nice little find. I knew I'd bought it all them years ago, but forgot all about it really, within reason. Definitely forgot about the 840, which I found, which is going to be exciting in an up and coming video, so watch out for that one, guys. Anyway, thumbs up wouldn't go amiss for the channel, and subscribe if you haven't already, and if you've had one in the past, drop a comment, you know, give us your verdict on it, whether you might be running one now, I don't know. Anyway guys, we'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.